These new Erika Kirk leaks are absolutely wild. Now, y'all know we've been talking about Erika Kirk for a while, ever since her really weird reaction to Charlie Kirk's tragic death. And now there's this new leak, which Project Constitution is talking about. It comes from the DOJ's very website. You can see, here's the link. I'll include it in the description. You can listen to the audio file yourself, where it sounds like Erika Kirk is working for Jeffrey Epstein, but it is just the sound of her voice that makes people think it's Erika Kirk. This account, Project Constitution, a huge fan of Charlie Kirk, thinks that this voice is absolutely Erika Kirk. Look at what he says. The smoking gun leaked DOJ wiretap audio captures Erika Kirk scheduling underage girls for Epstein. I have been sent a bombshell audio file and I have verified its authenticity. This is not a rumor. This audio captures a young girl who is clearly an informant for the DOJ on a recorded phone call with Erika Kirk. You can hear the DOJ agents coaching the girl before and after the call. This was their second attempt to get Erika to incriminate herself and Jeffrey Epstein. It continues, but I'd rather us listen to the audio together and react to it. Here is the full thing.
She knows that your mom really takes your cell phone.
Second phone call attempt at 4:26 p.m.
I won't have the cell phone after 4.
So this is the DOJ setting up a girl to talk to Erika Kirk. Or allegedly Erika Kirk. Allegedly Erika Kirk.
Hello? Hey, what's up? I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my son. He's gonna set something up for you now.
Well, like, what do you think? Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow morning when I go to his house about it.
How much? Like, would I get paid? Cause last time.
Talk to him. I'll talk to him tomorrow, and then I'll bring you in the next day and you can talk to him about it.
How much do you think? Like, I don't know what I want to do, and I just want to get an idea.
I don't know. You're going to have to talk to him about it. I mean, I don't really work for him like that. I just bring girls to him and they work for him. So you're going to have to talk to him about it.
Let me pause you for just 1 second. So that does sound a lot like Erika Kirk, but that is the only evidence, and there's some other theories about who this person is. But it is very clear, at least from this audio clip, that this person was working to schedule girls to come and do stuff for Jeffrey Epstein or his clients, which is something, guys, I can't get over this, that the DOJ told us was not happening. They said there was no evidence that anyone other than Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were involved in this operation. Clearly, whoever this is, and it's not Ghislaine Maxwell, was involved in this operation. Let's continue.
That's what I'm saying. When you work for him, I'll bring you in and you can ask him before you work. So, like, what can I do to make more money?
Yeah, well, like, if I don't like to do it, you get paid more money.
The more you do, the more you get paid.
Wow.
Okay, so, I mean, I don't know. Talk to him about it.
Want me to bring my sister for you so that you could get paid more or something? Or how much
Well,
a girl
yeah,
would-
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm working tomorrow, and me and him are going to put a schedule together for you and your sister. So I'll call you tomorrow when I leave Jeffrey with the schedule.
Alright, well, okay. Alright, that's good. That sounds good. But, like, I don't have my phone all the time, so if you guys called me, I'd have to know what time so I could get the phone.
Okay, well, what time? Well, why don't you? Okay, I'll leave you a message. That's fine. I'll leave you a message tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Wow. The FBI, the DOJ setting this person up. Honestly, cool thing. Now, this is before, I guess this was during the first Trump administration when this happened.
That's fine. That's fine. You did great. Give me a high five.
That was good, because she was throwing, you could
She
tell
threw
she's
you.
a tough girl.
Yeah, you know, but you did really
That freaked you out.
because she's like, well, I'm sitting up.
The schedule for you and your sister
Setting up a schedule.
with him.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. So the DOJ had this information. They were sitting on this file the entire time. There was investigations that were ongoing in this wiretapped audio, this recording of their conversation. And yet, for some reason, they're publicly maintaining that nobody else was involved. Anyway, so people are alleging this was Erika Kirk. Project Constitution, that's a pretty big account. Now, of course, he's putting up this disclaimer. This post is my personal opinion and interpretation of publicly available materials because he doesn't want to get sued. But guys, this is not the only allegation that people have made that Erika Kirk was tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Candace Owens has also made a lot of accusations of her own. Like in this clip, Candace Owens alleges that Erika Kirk was taking meetings with this modeling agency who had a leader who was very closely associated with Jeffrey Epstein, leading to some suspicion that Erika Kirk was involved in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation. Take a look at what she says.
Management. It was co-founded by Faith Cates. We told you this yesterday, a dear friend to Jeffrey Epstein, all over the emails, 4,000 plus times. Her offices had a ton of Eastern European models that were going through it. She's actually known for having made the careers of various Eastern European models. And like I told you guys, Jeffrey Epstein was around this office a lot. He frequented the office as you would if it was your friends. All of this is a fact. Now, another interesting fact is that Faith Cates, she actually knew Epstein since before she co-founded Next, because she was actually the vice president of the women's division over at Wilhelmina Models first. Wilhelmina Models was co-founded by Fran Rothschild, okay? Frances Rothschild is her name. Now, why is that interesting? Because you will recall in Jeffrey Epstein's recently released emails that he said to Peter Thiel that he works directly for the Rothschilds family. He's spreading around their money. I will show you that email here so that we can confirm it. It is Jeffrey to Peter. He says, as you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds. I was hoping to figure out a way for the bank that has $160 billion in management to do something in tech. Best client list in the world, prehistoric products, it can wait. Okay, just asserting that as a fact here. All right. Now, what is also a fact is that the Rothschilds credit themselves with creating the modern state of Israel. Zionism was therefore their platitude. Zionists were also the people that were squeezing Charlie Kirk at the end of his life, morally blackmailing Charlie Kirk, stressing out Charlie Kirk, pulling money away from Charlie Kirk and the organization. Charlie himself said that he was done with the pro-Israel cause. But then he was murdered. And his wife did a complete 180 like LBJ, inviting, frankly, deranged Zionists into the fold immediately. Ben Shapiro, who was, in fact, an enemy to...
I'm going to pause for just 1 second. Something that's always interesting about people like Candace Owens and like conspiratorial folks in general is like how it's just like the conspiracy is this person's related to this person who's related to this person who's related to that person. That is the extent of the evidence. So Erika Kirk allegedly had a meeting with a person who was perhaps involved in the recruitment for Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation. And then another person that was a Zionist was related to Jeffrey Epstein. And that person, you know, was a big Zionist, and Zionists didn't like Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's not that coherent. It's really not that coherent, but we'll continue.
To her husband, effectively opened AmFest. She came out first, and then Ben Shapiro came out second. He was also allowed onto Charlie Kirk's show and appeared in person, rather, in his studio. Very odd. I want you to park that into your mind. She never came out and said anything about Josh Hammer lying when he said that Charlie never blinked on Israel. She never said anything at all about what Charlie was going through. Never said, oh, that donor took money away from him. I'm so angry about that. Not once.
I mean, Erika Kirk has acted very strange since Charlie Kirk died. Although I don't think that her like defending his criticism or like his somewhat critical relationship with Israel, but also historically he was pro-Israel, but then he was kind of critical of Israel. I don't feel like that's the kind of thing that a widow would want to do in general. So I don't know if that's the strongest criticism.
Actually, you could argue she did the opposite. She was setting up interviews with the likes of Barry Weiss, pushing Charlie's final book, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, we got it. Now, what is also a fact is that some of the employees and some of the people who were associated parties with Next Models remember Erika Franzwey at the office taking meetings. Weird. Because Erika Kirk, despite her very illustrious, multi-hyphenated career, she's actually never made the claim to have worked for a modeling agency. So what was she doing? That was a question we went out to her with. What were you actually doing here, parked up at this office? What is your connection here to Next Model Agency, Next Model Management? And do you know Faith Cates? How do you know Faith Cates, Erika? Did you see Epstein walking around the office? Fair questions.
It is kind of fair. It is kind of fair that, it's sort of true that it's not like Erika Kirk has stayed away from the Israel topic. The Shabbat Shalom thing was a little bit weird. I don't know if I believe that this is a Zionist assassination attempt on Charlie Kirk, but that isn't the only allegation that Candace Owens has made that Erika Kirk was tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Here, she talks about how she was a contact for a building which was managed by owners which were tied to other owners who were tied to Epstein. It's a little bit of a nebulous connection, but we'll see if it's convincing for you.
Which makes Erika's role curious, because multiple people remember, and they say that Erika Franzwey was the contact. Specifically, what they recall is she was the contact for a white building on the Upper East Side, around 68th Street and 2nd and 3rd Avenue. It's pretty specific. Yeah, that she was the contact. Now, why? What? Erika's the contact. Got these girls coming in. Erika's got these people in, and we've all been trying to figure out what she's doing in real estate. But yeah, that is the memory of the people who were working with and around Next Model Management, the real estate contact. And they said, we don't really know why. They don't know why, and I don't know how. Because the issue that I'm having here is that Erika did not actually have her real estate license yet. Remember, real estate licenses are a matter of public record. So how could it be that Erika was working with one of the top modeling agencies in New York City, full stop, regarding, what would you describe it as, real estate deals, allegedly? Was she, maybe she was the property manager?
I mean, you don't have to be a real estate agent to work as a point of contact for a building or to work in, especially in property management. You don't need any sort of license for that.
I have another clue, actually, and this is a fact. Erika told people specifically during that time that she was doing real estate deals with her family. Keyword here, family. But which family? Who's the family? I mean, we can, I think, reasonably assume that she's not referring to her family back in Scottsdale. Lori doesn't do real estate. She's a tech genius, remember? A sustainability tech genius, sustainability. It's much more likely that she's in New York and she's saying this, that she's referring to the Rothstein family. Now, you will remember Erika at this time was living with Nicole Rothstein, and it is a fact that Nicole Rothstein did work in real estate, not at the Corcoran Group, but she has a long career in real estate. She went to school for real estate, and she currently runs her own real estate company. And her father, Alan Rothstein, Erika is extremely close with him. She calls him uncle. He was the chairman, might still be the chairman of Wynn Haven Real Estate. And yeah, like I said, this is what she wrote about him on Instagram in 2017. This post reads, "There's something powerful about God's strategic planning when it comes to the people that he has surrounded you. How blessed am I to have individuals like you, Uncle Alan, in my life that are filled with spirit. Constantly seeing life in bloom, I have watched you face adversity and triumph, and in doing so, pass a gift of courage and a message of understanding to those around you, that if you live boldly and fearlessly, the impossible is possible. I love you." Okay. She loves her Uncle Alan. Now, I bring this up because I'm just asserting that it is very plausible that these were the people who introduced Erika to the world of real estate. I will also add here that I haven't gone down the Rothstein rabbit hole, but I do know that Rothsteins in New York, if they are at all related to Alan, to the Rothstein that was involved with fixing the White Sox game, that's a Rothschild. That's a Rothschild family member. His mother was a Rothschild. Again, I don't know if that is true, but it sure would be interesting to find that out.
Guys, I don't know. Maybe I'm not enough of a conspiracy theorist. Maybe I need to get a new tinfoil hat. But the fact that somebody said, which is not cited, that she was representing a building and she also knew the Rothsteins, which could be connected to the Rothschilds, which themselves are connected to Jeffrey Epstein, doesn't seem like the strongest piece of evidence ever. I think the first one was a little bit stronger, but people are putting all of these pieces of evidence together to allege that Erika Kirk was very clearly involved in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation, including potentially Ian Carroll, which is one of Candace Owens' employees. He said, holy shit, this sure sounds like Erika scheduling girls for Epstein, and it's an FBI wiretap, so that should mean they knew. It's so on the nose, it's hard to believe. Gonna be wild to watch this play out. Now he's actually rolling it back. Look at this. Woke up to the world ending over this tweet. So here's some clarification. Read it. Did not say it was Erika or confirmed or anything. I actually explicitly said that would be hard to believe. This is hilarious. He's saying this because Candace Owens is actually not even backing the notion that this was Erika Kirk. And that's because a lot of people are debunking the notion that this was Erika Kirk, including this guy, David Kite, which is a pretty big Zionist Republican. Here's his video saying this was definitely not Erika Kirk.
As of this morning, there's a new narrative regarding Erika Kirk at 16 years old recruiting her classmates to do massages for Jeffrey Epstein. And I wouldn't be addressing this idiotic rumor and narrative if it wasn't for 10 million views on this post and people that I know actually buying into this. I'm going to quickly debunk this entire narrative in less than a minute. So this tweet by Project Constitution, which was retweeted by Ian Carroll, which is why it has 10 million views, said that there's a smoking gun. Leaked DOJ wiretap audio captures Erika Kirk scheduling underage girls for Epstein. And Ian watched this video and said, holy crap, this sounds just like Erika Kirk, so it must be Erika. This is the funniest part. If you're going to say that this is a leaked audio file, you probably shouldn't attach the official DOJ, official government website to that audio file. All it takes is just 1 minute to find out who's actually speaking on that audio file.
So I'm assuming this is listed by the DOJ?
That name is Haley Robson. Haley was 16 years old, living in Florida at the time that Epstein contacted her and forced her to start to recruit her classmates in order to come over and do,
I don't know. Okay, listen, I'm not saying he's wrong yet, but that person on the phone sounded older than 16.
What? Haley has spoken about this numerous times, whether on Capitol Hill, on CNN. And obviously when your tweet goes viral, you have to clarify that this post is my personal opinion and my interpretation. And that doesn't matter because the original narrative is already set. You have major conspiracy theorist Ian Carroll already propagating that narrative, and they're not going to stop. I know you think that this is stupid, but...
So he said it debunks, but he just shows a screenshot. He doesn't even tell us where it's from. Ian Carroll says, hey man, genuinely interested in the truth. I'll do some digging to try to source how you know it's Haley Robinson on the call. Because you actually didn't give any evidence for that. We know several girls helped recruit for Epstein. Now he provides his evidence, which is the Palm Beach Police Department, which talks about this taped interview with Haley Robinson. It's not clear that this is the exact same taped interview that we saw, but that does seem to be pretty credible evidence. And it comes from ABC News. I don't know if they were saying that this clip that we saw and this direct same case, but that does seem to be pretty strong evidence. People are also going after the guy, Colin Scott Campbell, the guy who's pushing all of this, Project Constitution. The individual libeling Erika Kirk with this post is Colin Scott Campbell of Whiteford, Maryland. He is employed by private security company Champion National Security. So this guy, big Republican, is basically saying, yo, you guys should go after this guy. Oh, I blocked him. Oops. Let's see. This is a pretty big right-wing account, and he thinks we should go after this guy. So it looks like there's a little bit of a MAGA civil war. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, do you think it's Erika Kirk? Or do you think it's actually this other person who was 16 years old at the time? Do you think what Candace Owens is saying about Jeffrey Epstein and Erika Kirk's relationship is strong evidence that there was something inappropriate there? To me, I think there's some weird stuff with Erika Kirk that's going on. I'm definitely suspicious of some stuff. I don't know if we're dealing with the strongest evidence right now, but feel free to nuke me in the comments. And guys, if you haven't done it already, make sure to like and subscribe. I make these videos every single day, and that means if you come back tomorrow, I can see you there. Thanks.